Hello guys, good morning. I'm audible.
Hi, good morning, Dinesh. Your voice is very low, Dinesh.
This is very good. What about now? I'm audible. Guys, what about now? Is that okay?
Yeah, Dinesh, now better.
Better. Okay. What we completed in the previous session? Any idea?
Yeah, configuring VPC, customizing the VPC
Okay.
subnet,
Okay.
and also creating internet gateway.
Okay. So did we complete the private subnet also using the NAT gateway?
No,
No. Only the public server we have connected.
yeah.
Okay. Okay. So let me configure the same today and then we'll discuss about how the NAT gateway works. Just type VPC. Click on this and create a VPC. And I'm selecting VPC only. Here I have to give a VPC tag name. Same giving. This is my, say this is VPC -01. Then come below. Or otherwise I can give this in Intel VPC. Okay. Come below. And I have to give the IP version also. So let me give the IP version. Say suppose 10.0.0.0/24. That's it. Let me click on create VPC. So in your VPC, I have this VPC which I have created. So this one, let me delete. So already some date is on 1 minute.
Dinesh, are you talking like I'm not able to hear anything from
No,
your
no,
end?
no, I'm not talking actually. I'm just
Okay,
trying to
okay.
clear the existing resources from
Okay, okay, fine.
what can be. Okay. So no problem. Let's listen. So better, I can create a new VPC. Create a new VPC. Say this is my VPC hyphen 17th March. Okay. So come below and I select 10.0.0.0 slash. This I'm going to give 24 and create a VPC. Under the VPC section, this is the VPC I have created. VPC hyphen 17th March. Whenever you create a VPC, automatically you will get the routing table. So when you see the routing table, see, this is the routing table you got, right? This is the VPC ID and this one is the routing table. Now let me, if you want, you can modify also. Say this is routing table hyphen, say March 17th and save it. Save it. This is one routing table. A default routing table, which is the main routing table. And after that, what I will do inside this VPC, I'm going to create a subnet. Inside this VPC, I can create a subnet. As of now, let me create two subnets. Click on create subnet and choose your VPC and come below and give a subnet. Say subnet hyphen 17th March. Availability zone. Say I will choose 1A. And then 10.0.0.0. So let me open my subnet calculator. Here I can give, which is lesser than 16, not 16, 24. And I can make two subnet as of now. So after that, this one, copy this and paste it over there. What is the number? /25 /25. That's it. Create a subnet. Fine. We have created a subnet. Let me create one more subnet also. Create a subnet. Choose the same VPC. And this time, I will give a name subnet hyphen 02 hyphen say 17 March. Availability zone, I will go with some other availability zone, or you can use the same availability zone. And then what is the address? I'm going to use this one. Go to the VPC management console, paste it /25. Create a subnet. So now we have two subnet under this VPC. So let me copy this VPC ID and go to your subnet. When you paste this one, press enter. I have two subnet. Subnet 1, subnet 2. The same way routing table. So I have one routing table. Routing table, March 17th. So what I need to do now, better, I'm going to consider that this subnet, is it a public subnet? And this is going to be a private subnet. Like that I'm going to consider. This subnet, I'm going to host it on public subnet. And this is I'm going to consider as a private subnet. For that, let me configure the different routing table. Let me configure a different routing table. So I can create a new routing table. Say this is my routing table hyphen. Say this is 02 or private routing table. Private routing table hyphen. Say 17th March. I have given. And select your VPC also. This is my VPC. This is another routing table. This is another routing table for this particular VPC. As much routing table that you want, you can able to create. So click on create routing table. That's it. We got the routing table. Now under this routing table, we have two routing table. Two routing table. One is this one. Consider this is the public routing table and this one is the private routing table. Now what I'm going to do, this is the public routing table, right? I'm going to configure the routes. I will configure the routes. Click on edit route and I need to allow the internet gateway. Then of course we need the internet gateway. So far, I don't have internet gateway. This is the default internet gateway provided by the default VPC. But you have created your VPC, right? For that, I have to create the internet gateway. Say this is my internet gateway. Internet gateway is only for public routing table, not for private routing table. So now I have to attach this to a VPC. So which VPC? This one. And click on internet gateway. Now go to the routing table. Let me go to the public routing table. Go to routes. Click on edit route. Let me add the route, which is this one. And this one is an internet gateway. Choose and save the changes. The same way, how to add the subnet association also. Click on edit subnet association. We have one public subnet and this is the private subnet I'm going to consider. So let me add only the public subnet and click on save association. Save association. Now I can test my VPC with help of connect your EC2 instance and launch your instance. Use this is my public EC2, which I'm going to host it on a public subnet. Let me select the key pair. Click on network settings. Instead of default, I will go with the VPC March and I will choose this subnet. It's a public subnet. And it's a public, then I'm going to enable the public IP address. Click on launch instance. Once instance is launched, let's try to connect. So it will take some time. We will wait because instance is still it is pending. Let us wait. Let us wait. So EC2 is running. Once the EC2 is running, let me click on this and click on connect. Now, let me try to connect. I can able to connect to my EC2 instance, right? Because I have connected my VPC and I have allowed internet gateway also. This is what we have done in our previous session. Is that right?
Yes, yes, Dinesh.
Okay. Now let us see. I have VPC. Here I have created two subnet. Subnet number 1 and subnet number subnet number 2. So, and we have created the routing table also. There are two routing tables. The subnet number 1 we have configured in our public routing table. Why I'm saying this is the public routing table? Because here only I have added the internet gateway. And the subnet number 2, I have added the routing table. I have added the one routing table. But I'm going to consider this is the private subnet. And here we have a routing table also. Now the question is, consider like it's a private routing table. Just to assume it's a private routing table on private subnet. Then how can I provide the internet? That's the question. In default, without internet gateway, we cannot supply the internet to the subnet. That subnet we can call it as private subnet. If we can able to give the direct internet to the subnet, that's nothing but a public subnet or public routing table. Now, how can I provide the internet to the private routing table? That's the question. So let me tell you, say I will open this one and I will go with some board. Right. See, suppose I have a VPC. And this is my VPC. Inside the VPC, we have two availability zones. Two availability zones. Say this is availability zone 1. This one is an availability zone 2. Yep. So I have two availability zones. And then I have created one subnet also, right? And consider, and this is my only one subnet I have created, which is maybe you can consider as a public subnet. You can consider as a public subnet. And you are going to create one more subnet here. Let me consider as a private subnet. And this is the public subnet and this is the private subnet. So this is my VPC. And inside the VPC, we have availability zone 1, availability zone 2. It is on 2. And this is a subnet. Consider this is my public subnet. Public subnet. The same way, we have private subnet also. And inside the public subnet, anyway, you are going to create machine, right? Resources. Say this is my EC2 that you have created inside the public subnet. So then obviously it's a public EC2, public server. In the same way, I have created the private server also. This is what, sorry, private server also. This is also we have done. Now, if you want to connect this particular EC2 from outside with help of a public network, consider the user is sitting somewhere. User is sitting somewhere, and this user wants to communicate with your application, as you know, with help of an internet. With help of an internet. With help of an internet. But how it is possible? Only by using an internet gateway, right? We can use the internet gateway. We can use the internet gateway. Using the internet gateway, but only we can provide the public internet. We can give the public internet to your public sub. Yes. You can connect your public subnet via what? Via your routing table. Via your routing table. So in between, we have a routing table. This routing table is configured in such a manner using that only we can able to communicate. So this is what we have done as of now. Now the question is how to access this one. Can I able to access this one with help of an internet gateway? No, because it's a private subnet. We cannot access the private EC2 with help of your internet gateway. For that, what I need to do, first of all, this is the EC2, right? Public EC2. From this public EC2, we have to make some SSH client. We have to make an SSH client or SSH command. Thereby, you can connect from public to this private server. So if you want to make this connection from public EC2 to the private EC2, what we require? We required a gateway, another gateway we need. That gateway we can call it as NAT gateway. NAT gateway. You have to configure the NAT gateway. This NAT gateway is sitting on top of the public server, and then this will be connected. This will be connected to your routing table. Here we have one routing table, right? So this routing table, this NAT gateway should connect with a routing table. From the routing table, you have to connect to this server, a private subnet server. So then this EC2 will act as a jump server. This EC2, we can also call it as jump server or Bastion server. We can have different name. We will have different name, jump server or jump box or Bastion server. So we cannot directly use internet gateway to communicate with your private server. For that, what you need to do? You have to configure a NAT gateway in the public server. From here, you have to connect to the routing table and then you have to connect to this subnet. But again, how to connect this EC2? For that, you have to call the private server from the public server. Maybe let me see practically, thereby you will have idea. The first step, I'm going to configure an NAT gateway. I'm going to configure a NAT gateway. How? Very simple. Listen. Can you see a NAT gateway? Left hand side, this one. And click on create NAT gateway. And choose NAT gateway hyphen 17th March. And you can select the subnet. And what is the subnet? I'm going to select for NAT gateway. Where I'm going to create the NAT gateway in the picture. NAT gateway I'm going to create on the public subnet. On the public subnet. So this is my public subnet. And then you have to allocate some elastic IP address for the NAT gateway. So in order to allocate some elastic IP address for your NAT gateway, you can click on this. Just to click on this. Automatically AWS will allocate one IP address for your NAT gateway. That's it. Create a NAT gateway. Very simple. Now we have NAT gateway. So it will take some time. But this is how you have to create the NAT gateway. Where you have created? On the public subnet. On the public subnet. Everyone clear so far? Till now, everyone clear?
Yes, sir.
So let me configure this NAT gateway. Let me go here, routing table, and see. Here we have a routing table, right? NAT gateway you have configured inside the routing table. So routing table is a communication medium between a NAT gateway and the private subnet. Routing table, it enables a connection between NAT gateway and the private subnet. So where is that? This one. Go to the routes. Click on edit routes. Add a route. This one. And here, NAT gateway. This one. And this one. Save the changes. And then you have to add the private subnet also. Subnet association. Click on this. Add the private subnet. And click on save association. That's it. We have configured routing table also. Routing table also. What is next step? We have completed this portion. NAT gateway, routing table, private subnet. And now we have to connect from this one to this one. From this one to this one. Okay, listen. So I will go here. Already I have connected to the public server. From the public server, I need to connect to the private server. For that, let me open key pair. How can I open the key pair? Very simple. Type vim vim space, what is the keeper name? Keeper hyphen VPC dot pem. Press enter. And you have to paste your private keeper here, the private subnet that you're using, right? For that, you have a private keeper that you have to paste it here. So I have it in my machine, that one. I have that one, the keeper. So this is the keeper, right? This is the keeper. So let me copy this keeper. Copy this keeper and paste it. Paste it. Super. We got the keeper now. We got the keeper. Now you can save the keeper. How? Escape, colon, WQ, exclamatory, press enter. Now you can try now connecting your private subnet. How? SSH space -I space keeper name, keeper -VPC dot pem file space, and then username EC2-user @ IP address of your private server. So this is your I didn't create any private server. Okay. I didn't create any private server. So let me launch it, no issues. So this is private EC2 AWS Tato Micro. I'm going to choose this keeper. You shouldn't use another keeper. What will happen? Another keeper. That keeper I need to copy and paste. I have copied already this keeper only. Click on it. Use your VPC. Use your another subnet. And okay. Click on launch instance. View all instances. So once it is running, we'll see. Okay, it's running, right? I can copy the private IP address and paste it. Now press enter. Say yes. Press enter. Okay. Why it is not connecting? Oh, I have to allow the chmod command. Sudo chmod 400. The keeper name. Keeper -VPC dot pin. Now let's try. Yes. I can able to connect to my private server also, not directly from the public server. Thereby the public server is act as a jump server. Is are you clear? Guys, are you clear?
Dinesh, from where did you get the private key?
Private key that is available in my local machine, right? Which we have downloaded. This one. Jaya, for your server, you have to upload keeper. Is that right? Whenever you launch EC2, you have to create a keeper, right?
Yeah.
That keeper will be downloaded into local. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that keeper only.
Okay, just let me check.
In my case, I have used this p-vpc.pem for both public server and private server. But you can create the different different keeper also. You can create a different keeper also. Yeah, are you clear?
Yeah, Dinesh.
Okay. Any other question? How to connect an ad gateway? Any question? Okay. So better,
That's it.
I will share this recording. You just watch the recording and please configure the ad gateway. If you have any question, we'll see in our next session. Is that okay?
Okay, Dinesh.
Yeah, okay.
So we'll connect tomorrow, guys. Fine. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.